I think you can take it a step further and go up a notch and look at what's happening right now on a step above where we play, and that would be the LBMA and the COMEX. In the month of September, the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, their vaults in London delivered. Now that means they lost. So it was delivered off the exchange over 45,166,000 ounces of silver. And that is more than the entire registered category of the COMEX. The registered category is the bars, or are the bars that are eligible for delivery, which are now under 48 million ounces, 38 million. The country of India took possession in the month of August of about 37 million ounces of silver. 1 month's delivery to India, or 1 month's delivery off the LBMA, is 8 million ounces more than the COMEX has, backing the entire price-setting mechanism of the world. If you take all of the bars that are in the COMEX, all of them, which would be the eligible, which are bars that are held by ETFs, by strong hands, by companies, by family offices, by anyone who's leaving it to be stored in a COMEX vault. If you take all of that, the open interest, meaning the number of contracts that could say, well, I want this to be delivered right now, is equal to 226% of all the vaulted silver. And if you just look at the registered silver, those bars that are pledged to be delivered if requested, the open interest is 1,800% of the registered silver. So if everyone in the registered category or everyone who has these bars wanted delivery of the bars, that would be the registered category, 1 out of 18 people would get their silver and everyone else would be cash settled. This is a situation that really can't last if you're talking about the epicenter of price discovery for the world in precious metals. And so what you are seeing, whether it be on the LBMA or on the COMEX, is record bleeding down of supplies to where on the LBMA in the London vaults, it's the lowest level of silver since they've ever started recording inventories. And when you look at what's happening on COMEX, from silver squeeze to where we are right now, the drawdown has been extraordinary, and we're under 40 million ounces. We're very close to the all-time low, which I think is about 20 million ounces. We're at 38 right now. But look, if you realize that, in 1 month, 45 million ounces was delivered off the LBMA, what does that say for the amount of silver backing the COMEX? It's a very concerning situation. And so I think whether you're talking the retail investor who is scared leaving their money in the bank, or the highest up investor, the most sophisticated investors, the most well-informed investors, the one closest to the information, well, they're afraid to leave their metal for 1 second longer in the vaults, in the system, and they're pulling it out, where last week in 1 day, 5% of all the good delivery gold bars were delivered off the COMEX in 1 day. And last month, 45% of all the mini contract bars on COMEX, the kilo bars, over 25 million ounces delivered in 1 day. Who's got this kind of money? And if price is a reflection of demand, then where is all this metal going? And why are the most well-funded and well-informed traders on the planet systematically draining the stockpiles from the top on down? And of course, when you get to the wholesale market, which we've talked about the last few weeks, into the retail market, I've never seen anything like it. It's literally systematically disappearing, and I show zero sign of it letting up. This is what I have been talking about. The frightening thing about it is that in my mind's eye, what I have talked about on your show about product disappearing continually and the industry being defined by a lack of supply is when the public at large has an aha moment, and we're not there yet. So this is disappearing before the aha moment. And that tells me that the smart money, the big money who understands the dilemma that faces the dollar in this economy, is doing what they can to position themselves before that aha moment happens. And so, yeah, it's real, and it's concerning, because the higher the price goes speaks to the motivation people employed for owning it to begin with. Most of the people that I talk to are not buying gold and silver to get wealthy. They're buying gold and silver because they believe that the dollar is in trouble and the markets are in trouble, and that it's about return of your money more than return on your money. And so most people that I would talk to would have no interest whatsoever in selling when it doubles in price any more than they are in selling if it loses 40% of its value.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race, you're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dahn, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I intend, how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dahn.